Today it's 16 October 2024, Wednesday. It's almost full moon, and I did a bid on the property. I'm gonna buy it. I hope it will be accepted or there will be a counter offer, but I'm feeling very confident that this piece of land will be mine. I asked a lot of questions and they all got answered positively. The only downside that I could see was the access from the road, because the road is inclined and the land next to the road, which is mine, will be mine, is also on an inclination. It's pretty steep, and at this point in time you can't access the land with a car, so deliveries for materials would be an issue. But I'm feeling trustworthy that I can make a road on my property that is accessible by the road of, yeah, you know what I mean. I've seen many videos that were made on the property, and I asked for a video viewing of the property, but at the time the mobile internet at that location is very poor, at least for her connection. And so the videos were not usable, and I told her, please record everything that you think is important. I just let it go. And from those videos, it is very clear to me that this is the property. There's a lot of stones. There are several terraces, and the ruin is in proper size, 101 square meters ground area. It is in 3 terraces, so that will be a challenge, but it is large enough to build a proper home. And I can even extend it to 2 levels, making it 200 square meters. And that is a lot of space. And I can extend it even larger by making balconies and using the roofs as terraces. Then we got an area for a lot of activities, because I do have plans not only to live there, to have a great pension plan, but also to educate, to build, to help. Yeah, but that's for the future. Right now, today, I done the first bid, and it's very exciting because that's the next step. Because I was looking for land and a ruin to restore, and this came across, and it was very hard to pinpoint what it was and how the land was situated. And so I asked a lot of questions, and I got the pictures and the videos, and everything became clear. And it just feels like it belongs to us. It needs to belong to us. And so that's why I did a bid, because I actually wanted to visit the land first, because that is one of the best advices that you often get when you want to buy a piece of land, that you need to visit it first. And I agree. But I checked the prices for flying to Portugal and renting a car and staying there, and everything added up to a lot of costs for only looking at the property. And I thought, well, I've seen the property. I mean, I've seen almost every angle of that property. Yeah, I know what I'm buying. It is not that I need to inspect the roof, because there is no roof. I don't need to inspect the windows, because there are no windows. I don't need to inspect for leakages on the walls because it's raining inside. So I don't have to tear down the ruin. It is already in, it is tear down. Of course, it's gonna be a lot of work to build it right up again, but I have some pretty creative ideas for that, because if the foundation is proper, and I have no way of telling that really needs an inspection. I want to dig a hole and see if the foundation is actually on the rock bottom of the hill. And that would give me an indication of how stable the grounds are, and if the foundation really can be used. And I suspect it is, but I don't know. Then what I plan to do is restore the foundation walls up to a meter or something like that, make them proper again and level, horizontal, and then from there on continue with a wooden structure. And that wooden structure must be very wide on the same level, because when I get older, I don't want to climb stairs. I want everything to be level. So I want to be able to live on the same level. So that is the foundation, the idea of the building. There, of course, will be stories, because it's possible, and I think I should use that. And so that wooden skeleton of the house sits on the stone old structure, and that way I can maybe even make it a little bit wider, but that's up for discussion. But I would like to make it wider in the top floor on the second story, by making balconies. And those balconies could eventually be closed up, but first they are going to be open. So you have the view of the land and you can go outside. And even there's an idea to use those balconies to access the different compartments of the building. Because one thing is that it is very narrow. It is long but narrow. It's 4 meters on one end and 5 meters on the other, and that's a rough guess. And it's around 20 meters in length, so that gives a lot of space and area. And as said, it is on 3 different levels. And then if that wooden structure stands, I want to clad it with sheet iron on the outside, so it's protected, and then isolate it with whatever material is available for isolation, because there are many choices. And then finish it off with gipsplat. What's that called? Chalk board. To get it nice and proper. And then the roof will be flat, or it will be angled like a classic roof, but then on top of that angled roof with maybe roof tiles, that's where I want to make the terraces on top of the roof. So flat roofs are preferred, because that's easier to build, I think. And then on top of that will be shade. So a shade roof just to provide shade, and that could be wood, but maybe it will be just um, cloth, canvas. I don't know. Another concept what I have is it's going to be a big job, and I want to do it in compartments. So I want to start with the top level building because that's the most intact building, and restore that, and probably only use stones there if possible, or demolish the top layer and restore the foundation, and also make a wooden structure on top of that, and then same principle. But the idea is to first make one compartment completely finished and off, so I've got the experience and know what works and how to do it, and then I can proceed with the other sections of the room and finish those. So then you already have one space where you can live, where you can bathe and cook, and yeah, the basics. And then you can extend with the luxury. One challenge is that access road, so that will probably be one of the first jobs to do, getting that access road available for deliveries, for getting on the property with your car, and then close. The second place is putting a shed for storage on the property, a shed for tools that can be closed, and a shed maybe even with a place to sleep for when the weather is bad. So yeah, those two are on top of the list. Then there is also a idea to get a bell tent. I've got a friend who promised me one, which is big enough to stay in, and I want to put the tent inside a what's that called again? A dodecaeder, icosahedral, a dome from these geometrical triangles. I never understand. It's such a strange word that I never use, but I love that structure. So I'm going to make a platform, make that half dome of triangles and icosaheders and dodecaheders, and inside will be the tent. So the tent is going to be inside the dome, and the dome will be sheeted with, I guess, just plastic. And then the tent is dry inside that one, and I think that will give a lot of comfort for the bad weather then that can be existing in Portugal. It can be very, very wet, and there can be storms, and that way the tent will have a better chance, and a little bit warmer in the cold nights of the winter, and even provide shade in the summer. But that's all to be developed, and that's those things are top priority, because I want to be able to stay there and have some level of comfort where I can go to the toilet, which will be composed toilet and or hole in the ground probably. But yeah, I need to fix water, so I get a shower. Although there is a stream, a river next to the property, so I can always walk there and bathe. But it's not drinkable, and the water from the government probably has chlorine in it, so I won't drink that either. But I will need water, it's so essential for life. And then electricity, yeah. I can get a connection, there's a pool. I could also use solar, but that's a big investment. Or batteries in combination with a generator. So use the generator to charge the batteries, maybe in combination with a few solar panels. I don't know. I'm not sure about that. I think I'll prefer to get uh, a proper electricity line for the years that I need to build. And once everything is working and I've got a alternative setup for electricity, then I'm gonna cut off the line and say thank you very much, and I won't pay the bill anymore. And then I only have water, and yeah, that's it. I'm very excited. It feels really good, and still no ties attached, of course, because I did a bit, but I'm not obliged to um proceed with payment. But if we come to an agreement, then there will be a provisionary contract which will demand a 10% um, payment of the total sum to make it legally binding. And then um, the procedure will demand other stuff like paying the taxes and making everything official, going to the notary, signing, paying the rest of the 90%, and a percentage for the broker, and yeah, all that. So, very exciting. It can take a while, but the biggest reason I am making this video is because I feel great about this decision. It's really good. I love the land where it is. I hope it will be mine. Until next time.